Hello, 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 my little croissants. Today I wanted to do a very chill video. Hang out with me, eat lunch, girl talk kind of thing. I am recording this during the day, so I want to apologize for any noises. Birds chirping, Elliot making noise, children laughing, any sounds of joy I apologize for. But let's get to the lunch items. I did order from Taco Bell. I ordered a chicken quesadilla as well as a soft taco. Not a huge fan of the crunchy. And for my drink, I got a Diet Pepsi. Gotta be healthy, you know. Some people, they get so mad at me about I'll order trash food and then I get a Diet Coke, but I'm like, why waste the calories? And then people like to tell me how it's been shown to cause memory loss or something. But to me, that's just an added bonus. So I think I'm gonna start with the quesadilla. And they didn't give me not one packet of sauce, which is fine. I'm a little hurt, but I'll get over it. I did get the sauce put on the soft taco though, so will be somewhat saucy at least. So if you're an alien, this is what a Taco Bell quesadilla looks like. Let's get to eating lunch. I'm probably gonna ramble throughout this, just talk about my life or something. I know a lot of people have beef with Taco Bell, say it's trash. Probably not gonna eat that bit. But to me, it's kind of trash, but it's Taco Bell. What are you expecting? I think if you lower your expectations, probably with life in general, you're gonna be much happier. But to me, yeah, if you're wanting authentic Mexican food, Taco Bell is not for you. You're gonna be, disappointed. If you imagine, say, gas station Mexican food, you're gonna be quite chuffed. You're gonna like it. I think it's deliciously trashy. I like that the meat is a little bit questionable, Any bit that doesn't have filling, meat, cheese, sauce, I'm sort of like a child. I don't eat it. But let me tell you guys a little bit, a kind of mini story, I guess. So, as some of you know, I moved to a new place 4 months ago. I don't know. I don't remember dates for shit. which I was planning on moving anyway. I moved faster than I ever anticipated. Kind of got pushed out. And I didn't want to talk about this for the longest time because it really bothered me. It affected my life. But basically, before I moved here, I lived in a townhouse that I bought like, oh man, again with the dates, I don't remember. Let's just say, I don't know, 4 years. That sounds right. So anyways, yeah, 4 years ago, I buy this little townhouse, okay? It has all these townhouses beside it, as well as condos in the back. I knew some of my neighbors. No one really bothered me. I would come home late as hell, take my garbage out, like at the oddest times. I never worried about anything. And so it was all lovely until it wasn't. And so I was all honky-dory, happy, until this new family moved in. They bought the place. I'd say it was like a middle-aged couple, probably, if I had to guess, like 55 or so, whatever. And they had a son, and their son was about, I know he's in his 20s, just 20s. He's old enough to know better, basically, is what I'm getting at with this. So slowly but surely, I started noticing that their son, he would always be outside when I was, which seems small, right? But it was like every time, and I really never saw my other neighbors like that. It would be like, this sounds bad, it was almost like we would look out our windows to avoid each other, which I kind of liked, no lie. But he would always just be out there, and it started off with him just staring at me, and it wasn't like a glance or like I would catch him staring and he would stop. He would just stare and hold that stare. But I figured, as weird as it is, staring at someone is not a crime. So I went about my life. I would just notice him staring at me, and it would be really weird. Like, there would be times when I would bring groceries in, and I kid you not, he would just stare at me going from my car inside, bringing the groceries in. Like it was a feature film, y'all. He loved that shit. So basically, it started off like that. Then he progressed to talking to me, which I am friendly, don't get me wrong, but I am not all that friendly when I'm alone in public, when I'm at my house, I like to be left alone. I like privacy. Talking started with the groceries. He was watching me bring them inside again, and he asked me if he could help me bring them inside, which I promptly and firmly told him no thank you. So he proceeded to just watch me. This evolved to him talking to me every time he saw me, which I would run from him. I know that's kind of mean, but like, he definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies. I just had a really bad feeling about him that I couldn't shake. And I'm not usually like that, you know. And it was small stuff, like, I can't call the police because he stares at me. So I couldn't really complain to anyone, and I didn't want to give it attention, really. And there would be times I would come home late, and he would literally be just standing or sitting in front of my door like he was waiting for me to come home. I hated that. One night, he was just sitting outside of my door, in my parking spot too, mind you. And I got on the phone because I started calling people every time I like went to and from my house, because he started really scaring me. Like, just, I don't want to say the word stalking, but I don't know, it was a lot. So I got on my phone, and I called my dad, and I told him, like, just get on the phone with me. I'm walking inside, and this guy's been really making me uncomfortable. And I figured, like, the phone would deter him. But not this motherfucker, y'all. He saw me on the phone, like, trying to get inside, and he still had the nerve, the audacity to ask me what my name was, because I would be really short with him. I wouldn't even like talk to him. So I gave him a fake name, and I ran inside. And sadly, that happened multiple times, where he would be in the parking lot late at night, and like, I'd literally have to run inside to avoid him. So this kept repeating itself, right? It kept happening, and I was progressively getting more and more unhappy, becoming a shut-in, because I hated leaving my house. I hated seeing his stupid face. So one day my dad came up to visit me, and he knew about him, so he was like, if you see him, point him out. And I was like, if I'm here, you're definitely gonna see him, don't worry about it. And of course I was able to point him out, because another thing he did, you guys, I hate that motherfucker. He was an aspiring rapper, and so on the days he wasn't terrorizing me, just being himself, he liked to open their front door and blast the same song on repeat for hours, and he would freestyle to it. And he was terrible at it, by the way. I wanted to go outside and boo him, so he would do that. But back to what I was saying. My dad noticed him and was like, hey dude, let me talk to you. And the guy looked at him and he was like, are you here to talk to me because she said that I'm bothering her? I thought maybe this guy was just unaware, right? He was just awkward. Like, I don't know. I was looking for an excuse, but when he already knew and acknowledged that he was bothering me, I was mad. Basically, we told this bozo in so many words to leave me the hell alone. That's all I want. And another thing he did that really pissed me off. One time I came back from vacation, and I pack a lot. Your girl, I like options. So I had all these suitcases to bring from my car inside, and I did have like a screened-in porch area. And even though we were neighbors, like there would be zero reason for him to ever be near my screened-in porch area. Same for his. I never saw his because we weren't neighbors like that. It's kind of hard to explain. But he saw me bringing in my luggage and stuff, came up to my screened-in porch, started talking to my cat, and he was so fucking weird. He asked me like what I was doing, and then the real kicker here, he was like, what is your schedule like? And I just looked at him with these like dead eyes, because I was like, this man, he cannot be asking me this right now, right? But he was like, all the audacity, all the gall, all the gumption, all the nerve. This man had it. And like, I just looked at him and I told him, I'm not interested in talking. Have a good day. As you can tell, I never like led him on or was like, let's be friends or hang out or anything. After my dad coming up, all that, he would really maybe get it. But I kid you not, the very next day, after I had this whole conversation with him, my dad sat down and talked with him. This man, as soon as I was out my door, came outside to greet me with the same old bullshit. And I did not even say hello or anything back because I was just over it. I was frustrated. It was clear that he was not going to respect my boundaries. So I started making a plan to leave. I can't feel uncomfortable where I live, you know? Your home should be your peace, your refuge, all that. It was no longer that for me. But I was gonna do it slowly until I had a neighborhood group chat. And this woman posted a status thing update for us. And her status was like, make sure you guys are very like aware of your surroundings, just things like that. And she was like a domestic violence counselor or something, and she was like, if you feel unsafe anywhere in the neighborhood, make sure to tell someone. If you need someone to walk with, if you're feeling unsafe taking the trash out, all sorts of stuff, right? And right then I messaged her because I was like, I've been living here for years, right? Never had an issue, never seen a post like this. It has to be the same guy, right? And I told her, I said, it's the guy at blank blank blank, isn't it? And she was like, yeah, how did you know? those messages just turned into us trauma dumping each other. She told me all sorts of things that this man had done. I actually had been dealing with like the lesser evil somehow. He was just like slightly infatuated with me, but other people in the neighborhood, this man was a menace. Oh my god. Like, she told me that he had threatened her husband because he was on their sliver of grass, which we had townhouses. We had common areas, but no one had their own slivers of grass. So he followed the man to his car and was like threatening to hurt him. He did that a couple of times. Then he threatened to kill another woman in our neighborhood. What a gem this dude is. It also turns out that this man had a rap sheet about a mile long. And it wasn't like, this is gonna sound bad, it wasn't stuff like drugs or petty theft. His offenses were like violent. He had, I know for sure, domestic violence charge, strangulation, interfering with like 911 calls, evading the police. There were so many things, so many mugshots. I talked to so many women that he was just like terrorizing in the neighborhood. And I know this is small compared to all that, but he would just do weird shit too. Like, he would wear like sheets over his head or masks. Like one time it was 100 and something degrees. This man had a purge mask on. Why are you doing that? This Bible's too big. Finished the food before my story. Oops. But after learning all that, it basically kicked my ass into high gear. Dead set on moving. Basically the day after I found out about all the violent stuff, I told my parents and I moved back in with them for a couple of months. I set the place up to sell and went looking for a new place. It all ended up falling into place, luckily. And now I'm here. I'm much happier. I feel way more at peace. Really, like, I don't know, being comfortable in your own home is like the most important thing, I feel. If you can't find peace in your home, it's almost like you have nothing. It's like you can't be your full self. I felt so terrible those last few months living there. It just really took a lot out of me. So I'm glad to be here now. So I finished my lunch and my terrible story. I hope that you all enjoyed eating lunch with me, spending some time with me. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.